So the Baltimore Ravens just wrapped up their first preseason game of the year, and we have quite a lot to talk about. It's even better than we thought, with Keaton Mitchell all the way back with the absolute lightning rod stick of dynamite that he adds to this offense. After having a breakout rookie year as an undrafted free agent out of ECU, he recovered from that injury last year, and now he's all the way back, and even more weapons being added to this offense. We also have LaJohntay Wester, making plays in the passing game and in the return game as well. The pass rush heating up with Adisa Isaac, Mike Green, and David Ojabo all having nice games. The secondary depth really shines with some young defensive backs, man. We got to look at the linebacker battle, the offensive line battle, the kicker situation with Tyler Loopman, plus Lamar Jackson just comes straight out with a bold message when he was being interviewed, saying that, hey, you better just go ahead and put on your Ray-Bans when watching the Ravens this season. And Skip Bayless put out on X, he said, I agree, but this time Lamar needs to shine the brightest the evening of February 9th, which will be the Super Bowl. And the Baltimore Ravens have as good a chance as anyone in the NFL. In fact, they're actually the Super Bowl favorites, odds-on favorites right now to win the Super Bowl. So, man, let's go ahead and dive into today's content. Welcome into another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Ravens today. This time, we got a game recap edition. At number 1, Keaton Mitchell. Check that out. On that touchdown drive, Keaton Mitchell actually accounted for 77 yards of that touchdown drive. Starts off with the 25-yard kickoff return, then he has a 5-yard run, a 2-yard run. Then he breaks a 23-yard run, shows the absolute electric speed, able to bounce off to the outside. 22-yard touchdown run. On the day, 9 carries for 68 yards and a touchdown, averaging about 7.6 yards a pop. That's pretty close to what he was averaging his rookie season. I mean, his average, it's just like he'll have a few of those 2-yard, 5-yard, 6-yard runs, and then at any point he can break one. He can take one to the house. This guy doesn't need a lot of carries. A lot of opportunities to make an impact. He can flip the field just like that. Todd Monken said he's going to have to earn his carries in this offense because of how well Justice Hill's been playing. Plus, we know Derrick Henry's a future Hall of Fame running back, and he's going to get his carries. But Derrick Henry was very, very adamant about how Keaton Mitchell, he said he's actually been the star of training camp. He said we've expected him to have this type of game because of what we've been seeing throughout camp, and it's good to see his guy out there making it happen. So this is another weapon. John Harbaugh said he wants to get him involved in the passing game as well, but the Ravens are going to run some more 2 running back sets. Keaton Mitchell and Justice Hill are going to be legit, dynamic change of pace weapons for this offense. I mean, another weapon at the disposal of Todd Monken. I mean, Keaton Mitchell's all the way back, baby. So also with the running back game here, Rasheen Ali looked really, really good. Looked explosive. Had good vision, also was able to run tough and pick up some tough yards, especially at the goal line carry there. I thought Rasheen Ali played really well and had some nice returns. So the running back depth on this team is phenomenal. At number 2, let's talk about the secondary depth, all right? Malachi Starks didn't get a lot of action. Pretty much right in the beginning of the game, he went out there, but then was replaced by Bo Braid. Because I don't think the Ravens wanted to risk an injury there. They saw, he looks good. He read an underneath pass, blew up the tight end on a 5-yard gain. Very instinctive, nice tackle there. But the secondary in general, Jalen Armour-Davis, every time he's been on the field, looks good. Whenever he's healthy, he looks good. He's playing with confidence. Had multiple pass breakups. Sanusi Kane had a nice tackle. TJ Tampa had 6 tackles. 3 of those were solo tackles and 2 pass deflections. I thought TJ Tampa, even whenever he may have gotten a little bit out of position, was able to recover well, stay calm, and not get super grabby like some DBs do, especially young ones. But his size, he's just a big dude, covers a lot of ground. Big strider, can kind of make up space, and then also has ridiculously long arms, can really stick his arms out and get his hands on the football, and he's very strong and physical. There was one time where he kind of got beat a little bit downfield, but then kind of caught up and then swooped the ball out with those big physical hands, those long arms. So TJ Tampa, I thought the secondary in general, the depth is very good. A lot of young talent there. Even some of the undrafted guys looked really good. But one guy that looked really, really good at number 3, LaJohntay Wester. I haven't personally heard a lot about him throughout training camp. I've seen some onesies and twosies talking about him and talking about how he's in the lead for the kick return, punt returner role. But man, he looked really good. I remember the first return that he fielded, he picked up a nice little gain, and I thought, man, I wrote it down in my notes for my top takeaways on the whole game. I said, Wester, that return looks really good. And that was before the next return that he had where he actually took it to the house call. He looks like he's a natural, man. Some things you just can't teach. And the wiggle and the feel and the vision that he has, the elusivity, the speed and the burst, man, this dude is a natural returner. I don't know if you guys saw, there was a clip where he was actually working personally with Devin Hester, who's the best returner of all time. And I had no idea about that before tonight's game. By the way, he also had 2 really nice receptions for 41 yards. He was the team's leading receiver tonight, plus scored that massive touchdown on the kick return. So he had that nice back shoulder for the big gain. That was like probably Devin Leary's biggest play in the passing game of the night. Overall, let's actually pull up the stats here. The Baltimore Ravens, their passing yardage was 49 yards with 2 interceptions and a passer rating combined of 3.9. Absolutely abysmal and embarrassing. I know Cooper Rush only had 4 attempts, so we can't make too much of that. One of those 4 attempts was an interception. Leary had at least 12 attempts and only completed a 4th of them. A 25% completion percentage, 3 out of 12 attempts. So Leary doesn't look like he's going to be in the future here, the long-term plans of the Baltimore Ravens. I do wish him the best, but the performance tonight was not good. It was not good tape that he put out there. He was able, to be competitive and scramble a couple times, but I can't say. I know some people are saying like Cooper Rush and like the whole Ravens backup quarterback situation is just terrible. I think Cooper Rush, we didn't see enough of him. I mean, 4 attempts is not a lot to go off of. Plus, he played really good football in the past with the Cowboys. I mean, this is the first, he's in a brand new offense for the first time in his career. He's spent his whole entire career with the Cowboys. Plus, he wasn't playing with any of the top receivers on the roster. So let's give Cooper Rush a little bit of grace. I didn't really feel like I got to see enough of him tonight to make a big judgment on that. But at number 4, the pass rush. Let's talk about the pass rush, man. Adisa Isaac really popped. I mean, he looked good. He got long arms, and he looked like he came off with a nice burst, a nice first step, and was really putting the pressure. The pass rush in general was making the quarterbacks uncomfortable all night. But Adisa Isaac and Mike Green really stood out to me. I remember Mike Green and Adisa Isaac actually meeting at the quarterback for a sack. I think Isaac is the one who got the sack credited to him on the stat sheet. Peebles had some nice rushes, was disruptive and explosive. He also had a nice pass deflection, got his hands up. We know Ajabo came off unblocked and absolutely rocked Anthony Richardson, which ultimately took him out of the game because he looked like he broke or dislocated his pinky. One thing to note about the pass rush in general, these outside linebackers, is I didn't even think about this until I saw it on X. Tavius Robinson didn't even strap up tonight. Like the 4th round pick from a few years ago, he's gotten better each year, and he's really been turning heads in camp. The coaching staff talks very highly about him, so they obviously see him as a top 3 outside linebacker starting guy. I mean, between Owe, Van Noy, and Robinson, those were the 3 outside linebackers that did not strap up tonight. And the guys that got the start was actually Adisa Isaac and Ojabo before Mike Green even came out there on the field. So the Ravens are giving their opportunities to their young guys, especially Isaac and Ojabo. They're giving them every opportunity to make a statement for this roster. But this outside linebacker room is deep. I mean, Van Noy, Owe, Tavius Robinson not even strapping up. But then you had Adisa Isaac, Mike Green, and Ojabo. And then you had some of the other guys that were making some plays and getting competitive out there as well. Malik Ham. We had talked about the possibility of the Ravens signing a veteran edge. I don't think they're going to. I think as far as vets, they feel comfortable with the experience they have on the roster between Robinson, Owe, and Van Noy. If there would be an injury there, they might feel a little bit different. But again, they got Mike Green, who was a second-round pick, and Adisa Isaac, who's really, this is his first healthy year. Last year, he dealt with injury the whole year. At number 5, man, the offensive line was up and down. But Daniel Falele, I don't know if you guys saw it, gave up a really bad sack, got bulldozed. He's a starter, and, he was going up against non-starters and got, he tripped. It looked like he tripped over the center a little bit, but still was in bad position. I thought Ben Cleveland looked pretty good. If it was up to me, I would probably start Ben Cleveland over Daniel Falele. And I wanted that last year. A lot of the fans wanted that last year. A lot of the film experts wanted that last year. However, for whatever reason, Ben Cleveland does not seem to be in great favor with the coaching staff, despite Eric DeCosta in the front office actually bringing him back, signing him. I did not think he was going to be signed as a free agent this last offseason. However, the offensive line I didn't think was super concerning. They opened up some nice running lanes. They gave the quarterbacks some time to throw at times. There was a couple of pressures they gave up. Wasn't impressed with Falele. Thought Cleveland looked good. Some other notes is, unfortunately, Kone, the rookie 6th-round pick, tore his MCL and ACL. As soon as I saw it, I just kind of let out a groan out loud. I was just like, oh, no, because I saw the leg. I don't know if you guys saw it. The bottom part of his leg below the knee was just going a completely opposite direction. It did not look good. He tore his MCL and ACL. Brutal injury for the rookie. Absolutely hate that for him. I'm gutted for him. Out there playing under the lights, under his NFL dream, playing his first game, and that awful injury. So make sure you guys are praying for him, and especially his mindset and a speedy recovery. I hate that injuries are such a part of the game in the NFL. Some other notes: I didn't think anybody stood out at linebacker tonight. Jay Higgins had the pick at the end, but there wasn't a lot of, especially in the first half. I didn't think Trenton Simpson looked all that good. Felt like he got washed out a little bit in the mess. Didn't, blow anything up or diagnose anything like I would like to see. So hopefully we see some improvement, some, film study improvement from there. He's still a young player, but wasn't very encouraged by the linebacker play tonight. Tyler Loop missed from 46. That kind of sucked. Before that, he made a tackle after a guy got loose on that return. But then he comes back and he crushes a 52-yarder, and he absolutely crushed it. It's good to see that after missing, he doesn't get in his head and lose all of his confidence, but he comes back, keeps his head on straight, squares the ball up and crushes it through the uprights for a 52-yard. And it would have been good for much further than that, and it was also right down the middle. So, man, what a night. This Baltimore Ravens team is deep in the secondary, in the pass rush department. If there's one place I'm a little concerned about, maybe as linebacker and the guard position could use some depth there, maybe another veteran. There's some guys that are out there. But, this team is very deep, very well-built roster. A lot of young talent making plays. Super excited about the running backs, the DBs, the pass rushers, man. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section below, man. Smash the like button if you got any value out of today's content, man. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. We'll have another preseason game right around the corner. Some more practice action and everything. We'll have everything covered for you guys. So make sure you have your subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss anything Baltimore Ravens, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
wasn't looking. He ran me over.